sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are now back in the second half of the Mason girls lacrosse game versus Kings. I'm Libby Lesko, and I'm here with Savannah Libby. How are you doing, Lydia? I'm doing all right. And so are the Comets. It's 11-2. And there are 2 goals in already the first 2 minutes of the second half. They are killing it tonight.
The Comets just got the first yellow card of this game. Really brought a reaction out of the fans. Let's hope they can continue that same energy for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Kings was just a little too aggressive, and honestly, I would be too if I was down 9 goals. 1 yellow card so far is not bad. Kings has been playing fairly clean, but yellow cards aren't good for anybody. Sophomore Peyton Flynn on the draw, one of her many ones this game. But unfortunately, they will lose it to Kings.
We'll have Katie Gabbard bring it down the field. She's giving a pass over to Zoe Geis.
That was a
Kings goal, number 24, Sophia Folger.
beautiful pass by Kings, and that was for a beautiful shot. I believe the Comets switched goalies, and it is now Erica Eller, who again is one of the Comets' super strong goalies. And it's extremely tough to get around her, but Kings had beautiful shot placement.
Move for Kings. They're going to have Sophie Fulci draw against Peyton Flynn. There's quite a bit of a height difference between the two.
Yeah, for the past couple of draws, it's been like Peyton against the upperclassmen and Kate Cooper against any of the Kings players, frankly.
Peyton really working hard to win that draw. Lila Glinsky.
Beautiful shot by Lila Glinsky. I believe that is her fourth
number
goal
14, Lila
of the
Glinsky.
game. As a sophomore, we commented on this earlier, but Lila Glinsky is a powerhouse for the Comets team. She scored the first 2 or 3 goals of the game, and she's just been having amazing stick control. She's been really playing one of her best games tonight.
Comets just need to score 1 more goal and we'll have a running clock for the rest of the if they can keep that lead.
And if they do get 1 more goal, I believe Kings has the option if they just want to take the ball instead of trying at the draw.
Trying to get over, couldn't quite get it.
Strong defense by Ashlyn Lockhart, and she fights for the ball and wins it against Kings. Now, don't get me wrong, Savannah, I love lacrosse, but Mason Sports has just had an amazing year. Just like right now, another goal for the Comets.
Mason goal, number 33, Ava Mahoney.
Make sure you go onto our YouTube page and check out the ESPYs. They're live streaming right now at 7:30, highlighting all the Mason athletic important performances of the year and really showcasing how we are as a community and as a program.
Exactly, from tennis, swimming, and football, Mason Sports has had a tough but a fantastic year. So many players, seniors finally got to have a senior season, unlike many spring athletes last year.
It's great that they can still continue to do the ESPYs this year. COVID restrictions have been put on everyone and really trying to make sure that the seniors don't miss out on too much.
Exactly. Speaking of seniors, Kate Cooper back on the draw.
And Cooper will win the draw. She's looking upfield the bowler to pass it to Mahoney. Look downfield, looking at Lila Glinsky in the corner. Pass it to Glinsky. Now to go over and back up to Carroll.
All this game, Megan Carroll, the captain, has had really great takes throughout many of her chances at 8.
Back to Mahoney, and that is not good.
Mason goal, number 33, Ava Mahoney.
Beautiful goal. And now officially Mason is up 11 goals to Kings.
That'll make it a running clock this game.
But beautiful play by the Comets. We commented on this last half, but they are such a strong team. They have excellent communication, and it has really showed.
We have Crew and Davis getting something. Cooper once again at the draw. Kings is having Bella Land, freshman, that's in the center circle, and having Katie Gabbert step back a little bit. Defense.
Exactly. Kings needs to be very careful about how they played this next 20 minutes. They are 11 goals behind, and if they want to make it to the next round of the playoffs, they have to fight for the ball. No ground balls can be left unchecked.
Anna Merle bringing it up here.
Kings goal, number 27, Kenzie Beck.
Another freshman making her appearance. You know, I think it's really interesting looking at this Kings roster. They have maybe 4 or 5 seniors on the entire team, which is really interesting to see for a program. But it does make sense that, you know, they might be down some this game, because, you know, I think that along with skill level, which can be developed at any age, like what we see with freshmen, I think that seniors just have more size and they have more experience. So they really can use that, especially in a contact sport.
I think it all comes down to experience. Seniors have had 4 years of playing against high-level varsity competition. Seniors and juniors just have the leg up on freshmen in that way. There may be some freshman all-stars, but all in all, it comes down to team experience and communication.
We have Zoe Geis bringing it down here.
And that
Much for the Comets defense. And that would be
I believe a yellow card on the Comets. That's their first yellow of the game on Julia LaSala, senior.
Sala will get subbed out.
Yeah, now Kings has a 1v1 on the goalie, Erica Eller. Now so far Erica has let 2 shots in this half, but I also think it's in part to the Comets' defense. We were commenting towards the end of the last half, the Comets' defense has just been not getting back in time. They have just been way too far up, and they are now realizing that Kings has the ball and that they're coming down. Well, they do have a strong offense towards the 8 and the 12 meter, or strong defense, excuse me, towards the 8 and the 12 meter. It needs to be all across the field, especially when they're running down with the ball.
We have Katie Gabbert with the ball, really looking for that opening. She tried to pass it to Sophie Fulci, couldn't get it through.
Senior defenseman Katie Banks stopped that. Beautiful play by Erica Eller, the Comets goalie. Just like Sarah Grove, Eller got out a little bit of her goal, has been very involved in the play, and it shows right there. She passes it right up to Jenna.
She goes back to Peyton Flynn, looking her way downfield. Flynn's open. Gonna bring it back, try to settle it down.
Oh, right there could have been bad news. Kings player was coming right behind Peyton, and she did not see it. But right now, Comets can just hold the ball. They can spread out, take as long as they need, because they are up 10 goals.
Peyton Flynn trying to gain ball control.
And Josie Young comes up with it. Timeout Mason Comets. Now, Kings has this opportunity to take a chance to regroup. We have 16:22 left. Now, Kings has been slightly lacking in the goals and frankly just shots in general. They've had very few attempts on goal besides for these last couple minutes, but in the first half it was practically Comets in control the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that as we get further into this game, I think that the Kings team is getting more comfortable. They're starting to make a little bit smarter passes, but I think that the lacrosse IQ, as you said, Lydia, earlier, they really need to think more before they pass it, because most of the stuff that I'm seeing is that they're making these passes or they're getting triple or double teamed, and they're still trying to pass it into under the 8-meter, and it's not getting through. And I mean, that's just common sense with most sports, is that like if someone is trying to like quadruple team you, you're not gonna exactly be able to go straight through them. You have to look for those openings and you have to keep your head up. And, you know,
Kings has been fortunate that the Comets have just been not getting back, so those quadruple teams are only happening when they're in their settled defense, and they just have not, their offense has just not been on the move. They've had a few good takes, but the Comets defense is just so strong that any opportunity they have, they get quadruple teamed, like you said.
Yeah. I think part of that is that just, you know, the Mason defense is just so good. You know, even if they have been spaced out a little bit much this game, when if they, as the coach will get the goal, they're more close together, they kind of form sort of a wall, and I think that's important to see really on defense for their team. And you know, I think right now, if I was the Kings coach, my focus would be on really making sure that I have like key players like Katie Gabbard and Bella Fulci in a position where they can make a move and where they can really try to impact the rest of their team in a positive limelight.
Exactly. My goal scorers, my girls who have gotten the goals so far this game, I would use them to help bolster team morale and help get another goal on the board. Kings just really needs to step it up right here. Now, Josie Young is going to start off with it, and she's going to try to look for an open player as soon as this ref blows his whistle. Again, ball control is just important. Push by the Comets. Good call by the ref, but unfortunately for the Comets, that was just not the best call. Another push.
I think the Comets and the tension between the Comets and the Kings is getting progressively higher as this game goes on.
But I also feel like, Kings drops the ball.
Zoe Crew picks it up.
And yellow card for the Kings. Oh my goodness.
That'll be a yellow card on defenseman Ned Josie Luck.
And I believe that could have been a check to the head. I wasn't exactly sure, but in lacrosse, especially in girls lacrosse, anything above the shoulders is not safe for any of the players, because half of these girls all of these girls aren't wearing helmets, which is very dangerous.
So I agree with you there, Lydia. That was a pass to Sophie Fulci.
And that would be a Kings goal.
Kings goal, number 4, Katie Gabbard.
Gabbart's really been an essential player this game, and she needs to continue that effort up.
Exactly, like you said earlier, Katie Gabbard needs to be one of the people that boosts the team morale. Now they only have a 9-point lead, so the running clock has stopped, which is bad news for the Comets. timeout, it just seemed the Comets just lost it. I think they could have been at a good momentum, but that pause may have just messed them up for a little bit. Right now, if the Comets want to increase their lead and get a 25-goal win like they did last time, they need to get back into the rhythm.
So Kate Cooper back in with their senior trio with Waller,
Junior. Senior Sammy Connors. And Kings will come up with the ball.
you have Kenzie Beck bringing it downfield, looking for an opening, can't quite get one.
And honestly, Kings has really stepped it up this last half. I wasn't really expecting much, but they defied my expectations, and just clearly I've shown up to win. They're not going to let the Comets increase this lead any further. They are in it to win it. Junior Claire Bauer almost had a good play with a behind the check, but Mason penalty.
Junior Sophia Falsey
Yeah. 1v1s, Erica Eller has a chance to save this shot to help the Comets increase their... Oh, beautiful save by Erica Eller.
She's really stepped it up this game. That was an amazing play.
Yeah, she tracked that ball right into her stick.
Cooper passing it down to Mahoney. Mahoney's looking for an opening. King's defense gets back to Cooper.
Erica saved them right there. 1v1s against the goalie are usually always almost a goal for the offensive, but Mason's goalies have really stepped it up this game.
After Carroll. Carroll looks to Oler, can't quite get it. Can get it to Mahoney. There wasn't enough ball control there.
The ball was just, unfortunately, a little too loose, I guess. So the goalie got control. She'll pass it up to her defenseman.
Carroll tried to really get in there and pick it off, but she wasn't able to. So the pass to Zoe Geis, another key player for the Kings team.
Yeah. Right now,
Going around all those balls.
great movement. Right now, Comets just need to get on this, on the attacker riding up. They need to stop that ball from going any further. They were doing really well in the earlier game, but another goal for Kings.
I think right now this Mason team needs to put their heads together and really
King's goal, number 7, Brooke
quite a
Keller.
bit of a lead. They're still up by 14 to 8 and 12:49 left in the clock. But you know, I think right now defensively they're discussing with Erica you know what they should be doing and how they should be communicating, because I'm not hearing as much as I was during the first half.
I was just about to point that out. Like we said in the first half, communication is key. Coach Jim Davis loves communication. He should be able to hear you from the sidelines. And right now, I'm not hearing anything. Last half, I could hear Sarah Grove yelling at her defenseman, "Get back, get back!" But right now, there's been nothing, and that has been really prevalent.
Detrimental to their performance.
I know they cannot let up any, especially in this playoff game.
Yeah, Cooper win the draw.
Especially on the draw, you like to have strong and tall players. That way they can reach up and grab that at any chance.
Over to Glinsky. Glinsky gets with Oler. Oler was fouled. It's like a push foul.
And a yellow card, check to the head, I believe, on Kings. Is that her second yellow?
On the same girl, Josie Luck. That's her second yellow.
That's her second yellow. And is it one more and then she's out of the game, or is it this one? I don't exactly remember.
She's getting close. I know that. I don't exactly remember.
I believe it's 3 because she's only in the penalty box. And Unfortunately, that shot by Livy was just right at the goalie's feet. Now Mason really has a chance to slow it down here and find the purposeful shot. They are only up 8. If they want to increase their lead, they obviously want to get another goal, but if I was them, I'd be taking my time right now. I'm in no hurry because I do not want to cause a turnover. But Livy comes back from that missed 8-meter shot with a
Mason
beautiful
Rowe,
goal.
number 48, Livy Olin.
Has been a key player this game and this season in general, starting almost every game, and when she's not starting, she's really adding that energy to the team environment. And I know that's pretty important to Coach Jim Davis. It's communication and really building that family environment.
Exactly. Lacrosse, Jim Davis loves building, like the lacrosse team should feel more like a family. These girls, they're with each other almost every single day. They have practice for 2 hours, then they have games almost like twice a week during the normal season. So it shows how much they can trust each other and communicate with each other, that when they get up 9 goals in the playoff game,
they still have each other's backs, and I think that's really important to see on the team. I think you can have a great team in any school with any sport, but unless you really work on building those connections between players, you're not going to get far into the tournament. Regardless of how much skill or talent, there's always just going to be miscommunication. It's just because your players aren't talking to one another. And I think that Coach Jim Davis is doing a really great job at building this environment. I think the seniors this year are really taking initiative and taking those underclassmen under their wings, and they're really building up this program and setting them up for success for not only next year but years coming.
exactly. I think that you put that beautifully, Savannah. And as all these girls are all-stars, so you can see the depth throughout this team, the talent. We have sophomores scoring goals, we have juniors scoring goals, we have freshmen on varsity. Unfortunately, they're not able to play, but all of these girls have been playing their best today. It has been a little less in this second half because we have seen that their defense has just been not getting back, and that's been unfortunately not good for the Comets. But in these last 12 minutes, will they able to turn it around, increase their lead even further, or will Kings come back with a comeback? Both teams have to play extremely strong, extremely well if they want a chance at winning this playoff game.
That'll bring us out of this timeout. Comets are up by 9, 15-6 with 12:06 left in the second half.
Savannah, what are you looking forward to seeing in these last 12 minutes?
I'm really looking forward to seeing that aggressiveness because I know that Kings have kind of been showing it this game, but they haven't really unleashed what their full potential is. I think that there's still more left in this team that I want to see. And I really want to see an interesting fight. And if we don't end up seeing that this game, that's okay. They are down by quite a bit, so I can understand how that would harm a team's confidence. Then I want to see the Comets really step up on communication. I want to see them, reinforcing all the things that we've said this game about how one of their key suits is communication.
Exactly. And off of the draw, it goes straight into the Comets' offensive zone.
Linsky tries to get it. Flynn gets it. Over to Mahoney. There's a little bit of contact there.
And Comets will get it. And like we were saying earlier about aggressiveness, these girls have been playing with these refs for 25 minutes and a little more. So they know where these refs' line is. Unfortunately, Peyton Flynn misses the shot. But they know where these refs, they know where they will call push calls. They know where they'll call aggressive checks. But beautiful shot by Ava Mahoney, and that doesn't stop her in any way. Again, I think after that last timeout, they've realized right off the draw they just need to step it up, and that's exactly what they did. Now, it's going to be a running clock for the rest of the game since Kings is 10 goals behind.
16-6 with 11:02 left on the clock in the second half. Peyton playing once again for the draw up against Katie Gabbert. They really seem to be having Gabbert primarily focused on these draws and as an attacker.
Though if I was Peyton Flynn right now, I would be exhausted. I've been running up and down all this field all this day. And though Coach Jim Davis is very good about changing his midi lineups quickly so that each girl gets enough rest, Peyton has just been non-stop this game.
It's really admirable how Station's been playing in. We'll have Ashley Lockhart take that.
Ashlyn Lockhart has just been stellar on this circle. Almost every single time she's on, she gets the ball, she gets it, she gets her stick up, which is what we love to see for the Comets. And Kings is being super aggressive on their defense right now.
Lauren taking it out for an opening. Zielinski. Look up to Flynn. Flynn's trying to get in.
So I think a little, yeah, exactly. I think a little earlier we saw that Kings was kind of doing maybe more of a zone and not so much as a man v man. But right now they're getting super on. Contact is what's key if Kings wants to get turnovers.
I think it's important that they're stepping in. Especially considering you're down like there's less than 10 minutes left on the clock and the clock is running. You have to start stepping it up on defense and really, start playing man and get aggressive and work through that.
Exactly, because Comets have just stepped up. After that last goal, we can see that Comets are just not letting go. So right now, Kings, they had a little chat with their goalie. They know what they need to do. But the question is, will they be able to pull it off?
Exactly.
Kate Cooper on the draw, and notice how both girls are on this side of the draw circle because that's where almost every single time the ball has gone, where these two girls are drawing. And Kings comes up with it. I feel like out of all of these draws, Mason has won at least 75% of them, and that was key to their success of getting 17 goals. Beautiful stuff by Erica Eller, amazing goalie, really stepping it up this second half for the Comets.
All are doing a nice cradle, taking it downfield. Passes down to Mahoney, over to Glinsky.
The ball control.
Crew isn't open.
The ball control with these girls is just amazing. They have been really stepping it up. And Lila Glinsky fights for that ball. She is not letting the Kings get any. I believe that was a 3 seconds, or that could have been a 3 second. Kings was offsides, I believe. Yeah.
Number 36, Maya Hicks.
That's a rookie mistake. These girls have been playing for long enough now to when to count their players.
There's a lot of contact on that play against Lyle.
Savannah, I think you're getting your aggressiveness. That is Kings' whole team 4th yellow card. If one girl got all those, she'd be out of the game, and if they win, out of the tournament.
Well,
So
you still have Josie Luckett too.
exactly.
Isn't in right now, and I don't think they plan to put her back in for the rest of the game.
Yes, exactly. But nice take by Glinsky. But that goalie has just been on top of it. Now,
Yeah, Sarah Burke, she's a senior. She's had at least 4 years of experience playing.
especially as a goalie, beautiful shot by Livy Olin.
Ola once again showing
Amazing goal, number 48, Liviola.
she's stepping it up and proving to this program and this team how much she's creating.
Exactly.
She's creating opportunities.
Exactly. And back to what I was saying. The goalie for Kings, this must be quite disheartening. Is she a senior, I believe, or a...
She is a senior.
Yeah, Sarah Burke. It's her last game, probably, of her high school career. She's down 12 goals. This cannot be the most fun experience for her. The Comets are just not letting up, but her defense is partially to blame too. You can't only leave it at the goalie's fault, because really it's a whole team effort.
Yeah. Have Glinsky win that one. Goes right by Crew. Looks inside. Can't get it.
Actually, look, I was just a little right to the goal. It was a beautiful take, but unfortunately it was just a little right. Kings comes up with the ball.
Pass out to Kenzie Beck. Kenzie Beck taking it down the field.
6 minutes left.
And that's going to be quite a bit of contact there by Peyton Flynn. Trampled that girl.
Savannah, I think you jinxed it. Oh, unfortunately her goggles fell off, her stick fell down. I hope she's okay. It's not what you like to see.
Be unfortunate with 5 minutes left in the second half, putting it pulled out of her last game of the season.
Comets taking a knee.
It's good of them that they're taking a knee. It shows their respect for competition.
And I believe
this is really what sportsmanship is about.
Exactly. And I believe Katie Banks was helping her to make sure she was okay. She picked up the girl's goggles, she picked up her stick, and she is back up. She's walking off the field.
Good to see that, she doesn't have her.
And hopefully there's a
Too bad.
personal trainer over there for some ice and everything.
Yeah. I know that Mason does a tremendously good job at having reaching athletes who are injured who need to go especially when injuries increasing because of specialization in sports.
Exactly.
Hopefully, Kings has this type of program, and if not, then we will be able to help her out.
Exactly. Even right here at Common Zone facility, there's the whole personal trainer's office. Beautiful check by Lila Glinsky, not letting up at all. This powerhouse of a player has been not letting up all game.
Brings it into Crew.
And this beautiful goal. That was teamwork at its finest.
The captain,
Glinsky
number
getting
2,
that beautiful
Zoe
check,
Bird.
bearing down the ball, amazing stick control, passing it to Crew, senior for the Comets, and captain, I believe, if that's a captain armband around her ankle. But amazing teamwork. 19-6, 5 minutes
Now
left.
would be a great time for the coaches to get in those less experienced players to really sub their underclassmen in as their bench is exploded with up-and-coming underclassmen.
As we said earlier, Comets, both teams actually have so much depth and just have so many players. Like there are so many freshmen on Kings, so many sophomores on the Comets. Beautiful goal by Lauren Stone.
Mason goal, number 4, Lauren Stone.
And this is officially a 14-goal difference. I hate to say it, Savannah, but I don't think
I don't think they're going to be able to come back.
this.
It's not looking in the most positive way right now for the outlook of this game. With 4 minutes left, a running clock, and the Comets up by 14. I think the Comets have done a great job this game at ball control and moving it around the field and looking for those open goals.
The score difference just shows the difference in skill level and commitment and effort to their team. Kings
It really speaks for itself of how much time the Comets are really putting in and dedicating to Mason lacrosse and to their seniors and to this entire program. Pick it up, looks forward to Zoe Crew. She's going to pass it over to Sammy Connors. Connors is going to pass it to Cooper. Cooper over to Carol. Carol's going to look inward to Crew.
beautiful goal.
That is a 15-goal difference. 21-6,
Number 2,
Mason
Zoe
Connors.
Bird.
With 3:07 left on the clock.
I hate to say it, but the Kings has just not been trying. Those were two easy goals that Kings could have stopped if they just applied a little pressure. I think they know what we know, Savannah.
I think they do too. I think that they should sub in underclassmen. I think that
Yeah, I think right now it's just a great
there's-
opportunity for them just to get
yeah,
younger
to
players in.
give them experience, make them have
guess
like
an
a
amazing
last
team
play
for
of the
the comments.
season. Really, yeah.
15.
You know, Cooper, once again, Cooper wins the draw. She's really just kind of automatic because I saw throughout this entire tournament, Cooper, whenever she's up for a draw, she tends to really take care of the ball well.
Exactly.
And Lauren Stone's looking for a shot.
Yeah.
Just misses
A
it.
little wide, but Kings will get the ball and maybe get another goal in the last 2 minutes of this game. As we come near the end of the game, I think that both teams. Sarah Grove is in. The goalie is playing offense field. Hold on.
These coaches are really coming out of pocket right now.
Kings has had some great offensive movement right now, but Comets are just letting nothing up. 1:33 left. Sarah Grove in on attack. But
She's still in her days and tire. She's switched steps. And that would be a goal by number 2, Fran Fulci,
Kings goal.
junior.
Number
honestly,
7,
good
Brooke
for
Keller.
the Kings. They,
Good for them that they're still out
still
here
trying.
making an effort, at least on offense. Defensively, it's
Defensively,
kind of a mess.
exactly, but
But-
their offense is super strong. They're
Yeah.
really pushing in.
Less than a minute left on this clock. Comets up 21-7. Tremendous game play. Possibly the last draw here of the game.
Yeah.
Let's see if they could get another goal or if they're going to reserve it for sportsmanship.
And if the Comets will just draw it out. We'll see. But like I was trying to say before, Kings had that great offensive play. Both teams have played really strong, and the Comets are going really well into some of the seniors' last playoffs, and they'll play again on Tuesday. The winner of, I'm not exactly sure, the winner of the other playoff game. Sammy
Connors looking in to get a shot. A lot of contact there.
And that game, beautiful plays by both teams, but unfortunately for the
And
Kings,
Mason
the
Williams
Comets
and
just
Noah
pulled
Payne.
through and had an amazing game. They really showed strong communication, strong stick skills, strong everything, really.
That'll be our final score, 21-7. Mason Comets. They'll be playing again at 7. Make sure you tune into that game, which will also be covered by Mason Comets Sports Radio. Tomorrow, the boys lacrosse is playing at Springboro against Springboro. So make sure you tune into that game at